5, it's offer review. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about the finalization of the acquisition of Savvy Groups buying Scopely, which is the sovereign wealth fund of Saudi Arabia, basically owning Marvel Strike Force. That deal was finalized, and then we're going to go over the things to hoard for next week. Then we've also got some pretty important information for what's going to be happening with Scourges and the next run of the Horsemen. So we're going to go over all those details, and of course we're going to do the offer review. This video is sponsored by Amazon Coins. Check the link in the description. By using that link, you'll be able to get the best savings on your in-app purchases. Amazon Coins is a digital currency that is available on Android devices on the Amazon App Store for Marvel Strike Force. Amazon Coins are available in the United States, United Kingdom, Australia, Germany, Japan, France, Italy, and Spain. The web page behind my link in the description will give you all the necessary information step by step. Step 1, make sure your current account is linked with your Scopely ID. Step 2, download the Amazon App Store. Step 3, download Marvel Strike Force from the Amazon App Store. Step 4, load up your account. Step 5, buy Amazon Coins. The more you buy, the more the discount you get. Get anywhere from a 3 to 10% discount with Amazon Coins. Step 6, try to buy what you want in game and select Amazon Coins to pay for your purchases. This is one of the easiest ways to save on Marvel Strike Force. So if this is something you're interested in, be sure to use my link in the description or the QR code on the screen, because it does help support this channel. Let's talk about this first right here. Savvy Groups, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, has officially closed its acquisition of mobile developer Scopely, which is Marvel Strike Force. Now, this is the key part that I think actually matters to the players here. The acquisition will see Scopely act as an autonomous business unit under Savvy. So you got Marvel Strike Force, which is boundless, which takes instructions from Scopely, which takes instructions from Savvy, which takes instructions from the Saudi Arabia Sovereign Wealth Fund. So I do think that they put this in the article right here is a good thing for the players. Other thing too, I want to say that I think that because this deal was pending, and they mentioned in this article that the 3 most important games that are a part of Scopely was the Monopoly Go game, Marvel Strike Force, and Star Trek Fleet Command. Maybe, you know, the better communication that we've been having with the developers, the formation of the players council, the players voice. I don't know that that would have happened if this acquisition was not pending. Now, I'm very interested to see that there is follow through and a continued interest in those programs. But I think the players council possibly would have never happened if it wasn't for the Savvy being in this limbo, before it was finalized. Stormwatch, spend ISO 8 campaign energy on the 18th, spin power cores, and then there's going to be a coordinated assault, and then there's going to be an allied supply orb fragment. That's going to be a web event. Earn war credits for Bounty of Asgard event starting the 19th, spin campaign energy starting on the 19th, and then Nowhere Team on War on the 19th. So let's get into the blog post. There's going to be significant changes to the future of the Horsemen and the way that the Scourges. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. We're going to have a new version of Coordinated Assault, which is going to be very different. We're going to have this Bounty of Asgard, which is going to have a very, I think they're scammy, but it's going to be a leaderboard auction event for a 7 red Apocalypse. Boy, they're going to make a ton of money off of that. And then also last week we had for like a couple hours, the Nexus hard chapter nodes 1 and 2 just magically were open and then closed. That is supposed to be happening officially next week. We're going to talk about when, and that'll give us access to farm on a daily basis in a node, Dark Beast, and Absorbing Man. Let's get into it. Scourge event, Morgan Le Fay event is going to be on the 17th. And then there is going to be, and I think this is a typo, Famine for July. I think that's meant to be August. I'm not really sure, but War and Death are planned for September. And what they said is that this is going to be the last time that it runs in the current version. And there was a data mine. We're going to read the data mine because the data mining actually has more information. It says new structure. The Pestilence leaderboard, rank rewards, and victors bracket will be permanently removed in favor of a new streamlined structure. All right, we're going to have to see what they're going to say. In the blog post, they said that it's going to be a new structure in the new future, so stay tuned. Okay, we're going to see. Now, coordinated assault, I don't know if this is going to be a good or bad thing. I suspect that this is going to be a bad thing. It doesn't look like it's going to be favorable, in my opinion, but they changed the scoring on it. You know, it used to have like a much lower amount of points you need, but they give you double the amount of points, and they're going to have earn 1 allied support org fragment, which is going to come from a web event. So I haven't done the math on it, but it doesn't look good. And this is going to be starting on July 18th. Bounty of Asgard. This is going to be they're going to make so much money off of this, because basically the top 10 spenders, because that's what this is this is a leaderboard. It's basically, you know, the top people. They're not going to, because of like doing things in game or earning it. It's going to be just straight up an auction, buying offers. Top 10 players will have a Saturn Red Apocalypse. Now, for me, I don't mind these that much, because these are solar events. If someone wants to spend an ungodly amount of money to get something in game, that's up to them. Everybody has different resources and different means and different value systems. What I strongly oppose is that these being tied to alliance events, because then you may have a player that values something and another player that doesn't, but the player that's spending a lot of money is resentful to the player that isn't, and then there's bad feelings. And I feel like Scopely has put alliances twice in the past. One of the events that just ended over this weekend, once back in the day for a 7 red Dormammu. Web Milestones, this is going to be for the Apple, for the Allied Supply Orb Fragments. Agents of Asgard, there's going to be a Blitz event. And then we got some notification here on Dark Dimension 6. Basically, the celebration begins with a 100 shard gift of Star-Lord, Annihilation, or Thor. So this was based off of a community poll that was on the Player Voice server. Beta Ray Bill, who's the player who finished Dark Dimension 6 first, put up a poll. Unfortunately, King was not an option. So there you go. Now, there is going to be a 5 red star will be brought up later. It is part of the celebration, because there was no mention of the 5 red star here. And so I did get confirmation from Archangel that that will come later in the future. Beta Ray Bill rework. And you can see right here on the screen beneath me here, initially I'm going to do Raider on Beta Ray Bill. Some people are going to do Striker, because there was a couple things that they reworked from the original blog post when they announced his kit, then the release for today. And we'll have to see. I don't have a lot of conviction on this Raider recommendation, because the Striker ability gives ability energy, and some people are going to be doing that. But Raider will proc his passive faster, which is a ping to the highest health character, and it puts defense down. Kind of nice. All right, and then the Nexus hard campaigns, like I said earlier, this was released briefly for a couple hours. This is going to be actually coming on July 18th, and then we'll have access to basically Absorbing Man and Dark Beast. And then, of course, head to the web store where you will get your free rewards. Why are there still war zones? So I'd love to hear your comments on this. And one of the main points of removing the time requirement was to combine all 4 zones to improve matchmaking. Why hasn't this been on DAW already? Now, I feel like they may continue on with the efficiency-based system. For me, I like that system better than the time-based system. But if they continue on with the efficiency-based system, it would, for me, make sense to have one time zone, consolidate everything to start at the same time, like the same way that Cosmic Crucible starts at the same time. I think if they eliminated the tiebreaker being time-based, then I would be fully in favor of this right here. So what do you think? I think that would be a great idea if they got rid of the different zones and they consolidate. It should lead to, in theory, better matchmaking. Of course, I think that the matchmaking system could be improved. All right, if you unlock Beta Ray Bill, you have these offers right here, which are very mediocre at $50 for gold. And then also there's this one right here, 2 million gold for $10. Now, if you have access to this, technically this is more gold because you got 4 gold orbs right here. 4 gold orbs times, let's say, they average like 200,000, let's say, a little more than 200,000. So that would be like 800,000 plus 1.5 million would be 2.3 million. So technically, this right here is a better offer. There's also an Apocalypse offer for training materials that I think is okay as well. Rebirth. My goodness. My alliance has been doing 1.6 and it's hard. And I'm a fan of upgrading this team. The problem I have with this offer, though, is that the characters you probably don't need are Captain America and Winter Soldier. I feel like veteran players have had access to those characters for a long time, and the new characters right here, you get measly amounts. There's an offer right here for $15 for 50 character shards. For me, I would be buying this if it allowed me to get to another star level because I'm just having a hard time in the raids, and the more power that I can get specifically from Agent Venom would be better. Then also Spider-Man Noir, he is node farmable, but you can get 50 character shards for $5. And then lastly, don't forget to collect this for the 1,000 arena credits for the Mischief Returns event. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Specifically, what do you think about war zones being consolidated? I personally think this would be a good idea. I could see some cases where this may not be optimal, but in general, I think this would be better overall for the community. As always, thanks for watching. Keep on gaming. Bye for now.